Phonics professors. Welcome to Phonics Workshop. Today's lesson is actually not going to be as much about phonics because I was reading something and I just had to tell you. I was reading what these researchers said about second graders and their writing. And they said something kind of interesting. They said that when second graders are writing a lot, like when they're really on a roll and they're writing sentence after sentence after sentence, they all kind of do something that's pretty predictable. They forget to punctuate their sentences. Yeah, that's what research says. It shows us that second graders who are really working to write so much, they start to forget that really important thing to put a period or an exclamation point or a question mark at the end of their sentences. So I thought that we could practice doing that together today. So today what I want to teach you is that as you're writing, you can punctuate on the run as you're writing, and you can go back and add in punctuation after you've finished writing. Let's try the first way together. We're going to punctuate on the run. We're going to say some sentences together and then add punctuation. Here we go. I went to the park. Punctuate. I went down the slide. Punctuate. I had a good time. Exclamation point. Punctuate. Do you see how we're saying our sentences and then putting out our hand to show where the period goes? Let's try it together. Rashid is sitting on my table. Gus is next to him. I hope they have a good time together. You see how I'm adding that, making sure that I've got those periods in my writing, the writing I'm saying out loud, on the run, as I'm saying it, as I'm composing it or writing it. That punctuation is so important because it helps your reader understand your story better. Imagine if my story sounded like this. Rashid and Gus are sitting on the table. I hope they have a good time. I hope they become friends. I hope they get to be friends forever and ever and ever. And I hope that, that's really hard to understand. It's hard to understand what to take in and what to be able to hear and listen to. Now let's try the second way. Let's try to look at a piece of writing that's already been written and see if we can punctuate it after it's been written. Here's a tip. Sometimes what second grade writers do, instead of adding a period, they add the word and or then or so. So we can be on the lookout for those words to see if maybe instead of and, then, or so, we can add in some punctuation. Period, exclamation point, or question mark. So let's look at this writing. This is my neighbor's writing. Okay, here we go. So we're going to be thinking about where we could add in some punctuation. Yesterday, something ran through our kitchen, and I thought it was a mouse, and it wasn't a mouse, and it wasn't a possum, and my bedroom door doesn't lock. So when it sounds kind of like what I was saying before, how it just like goes and goes and goes, and there's like no place to take a breath, right? So let's look again and see if we can think about where we could punctuate. Maybe where we take a breath, or it could even be where like there's something that happens, like a who and a what in our sentence. So yesterday, something, so that's who, ran through our kitchen. That's kind of what happened, right? So who and what happened. Yesterday, something ran through our kitchen. Yeah, that kind of sounds like that. And look, there's that word and. Yeah, okay. So I think that could be a good place to add in. Let's see, yesterday something ran through our kitchen. Maybe just a period for now. We can change it if we want. Okay. And do we need this word and? And I thought, I don't even think we need it. Let's just cross it right out. I thought it was a mouse. And it wasn't. And it wasn't a possum. And my bedroom door doesn't lock. Okay, so we definitely need to add some punctuation now. Let's think about where it could go. Remember thinking about who, if there's a who and a what happened. So there's the who. I thought it was a mouse, and it wasn't. Okay, so I thought it was a mouse and it wasn't. That's kind of the thought it was a mouse and it wasn't is kind of the what happened there. So we could have put punctuation here, but I think maybe like right after wasn't actually sounds a little better. Let's try it both ways. I thought it was a mouse, period. Let's pretend there's a period there. Thought it was a mouse, and then this would be the new sentence. And it wasn't. I think that's okay. Yeah, I thought it was a mouse and it wasn't. Sounds a little better to me. All right, you need this one? I don't think so. Oh, that means we have to make this a capital. It was a possum. Ugh. Possums are those kind of like, they're like rodents, but they're really big, and they have the hairless tail and the big teeth. Ugh. They kind of freak me out. It was a possum, and my bedroom door doesn't lock. This story's intense. My bedroom door doesn't lock. Wow, that's a long sentence right there already. If we keep going, let's see. So when I went to sleep, I slept with the lights on, and then I knew possums don't like lights. Wow, we definitely need to add in some punctuation. It was a possum. Okay, we could add it there. It doesn't really have a who or a what really. Who is kind of a possum. And my bedroom door doesn't lock. I think that's a good sentence. Sounds good to me. It was a possum and my bedroom door doesn't lock. Okay. So when I went to sleep, I slept with the lights on. Ooh, that sounds good to me. And look, this is kind of added together. And then I don't think you need it there. So let's add that and cross that out. All right. I'm going to stop there. Do you see how we thought about where our punctuation could go by thinking about the sentences and making sure that they had a who, like someone or something, like a person or an animal, right? They have a who, and then do they have a what, like something happening to that person or animal. Right? So you want to, and then when you have that, you might think, how does the sentence sound? Does it sound like a whole thought? Does it sound like a whole idea? And then if you're not sure, try it a couple ways. See which way sounds better to you. You're the boss if you're writing. You're a second grader. I can't wait to see you go back to your writing and see, are there places where your sentences get really, really long and you can start to add in some punctuation to help your reader really be able to understand your writing better. Or if you're starting a new piece, try saying it out loud and saying the sentences. I can't wait for you to go off and write. Off you go. I can't wait.